you think about 20 years later, and we're all grown, and guys that were 14 or 12 or whatever, they have a smile on their face when they think about that movie.
Yeah.
That's why I always think about the culture first.
As you should. Yes, sir.
Because our culture, shout out to hip hop 50 year anniversary. But we've been making movies a long time as well.
Right.
And hip hop has influenced the culture in a lot of ways in film.
Yeah.
What was one of the movies that you think was like, outside not How to Be a Player, that you felt influenced the way we dress through film?
The dress? Okay.
I got one in my head right off the top. Go ahead.
The way we dress. Oh, okay, so I'm West Coast. I'm LA.
Oh, you West Coast, LA. Okay. So you dub up. Okay.
Oh, all day. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Got to throw it up for sure.
Throw it up.
So Friday. Friday for sure.
Absolutely.
I thought Chris Tucker was from LA. He had on khakis. He had on chucks. He
Yeah.
had the blue tee. The LA hat to the back. I was like, oh, he from here. He's from Atlanta. I didn't know. I was a kid. This is
but he was in Compton.
Oh yeah,
he had on
Absolutely.
everything he's supposed to have on in Compton.
Exactly. He had the LA fit, the LA uniform for sure. And so the crane with the Pendleton, with the khakis,
my God.
the house slippers.
Bro, we never seen that. I'm from the East Coast, Jersey. We
Yes.
never seen cats dressed like that. I remember the first time I came out here, I was like, yo, where they sneakers at?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't know y'all wore house shoes as regular shoes.
Yeah.
But the movie I was gonna say was House Party.
Of course, that too.
Yeah,
that too.
I felt like House Party had a lot of little elements that really gave us snapshots of where we were in the culture at that time.
Yes, I agree.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The colors, man. See, and that's what I mentioned with Friday. That was like the hood, like the street uniform. But in L.A., I remember growing up, we had cross colors, L.A. Gates. We had Jordache jeans even at one point in time, way back in the day. So the colors, for sure. House Party was quintessential, and we talked about this on the podcast. Like,
what was that?
Is it LA based? Because they never say where they are.
I think it was.
Yeah,
me too. It was definitely LA. It was definitely an LA movie.
Right.
The first time I ever came to LA, let me say this was probably 91, maybe. I had never heard of Swap Meet before.
Really?
Yo, my boy Ricky Harris, R.I.P. He took me to the swap meet on, I think it was on Crenshaw. Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
I said,
our biggest one is Slauson.
On Slauson.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, so he took me there. He was like, hey, Bill, welcome to the West Coast, homie. He was like, yeah, we going to go over here to the swap meet. Like, that's how he was. I was like, why you talking like that? He was like, hey, man, this is L.A., man. You got to make sure you wear the right shit out here. You know? And then I was like, what? And then I made sure I just wore like neutral colors.
You got to.
Because I ain't know where I was,
Right.
You just stay with all this nice little simple colors. Don't get too flamboyant with your colors, right? So we go to the swap meet, everything $5. It was super good. We used to call it the flea market.
Flea market on the east.
Back east, yeah. So like when I came out here, I thought that was a real serious LA thing. Now when you have a lot of LA guys that are filmmakers as well, like Stephen Love. So Stephen Love came by, LA filmmaker. Calmatic came by, LA filmmaker. My era, F. Gary Gray.
Oh, yes, sir.
Filmmaker.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of John Singleton. You see what I'm saying?
Rest in peace.
And it's a beautiful thing to see guys that really are passionate about the art of filmmaking. It is such a great thing. That's the reason why I wanted to come to Hollywood.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, to make films. Like, I was like, man, films are dope. You know what I'm saying? When a kid going to the movies, I'm like, man, one day I'm going to be in that screen. Exactly. Like, I used to say, one day I'm going to be in that screen. And my cousins be like, dog, how you going to get in the screen? I'm like, I don't know, but I want to be in that screen because it look fly. I would see James Bond movie, or I would see like a real cool action film. I'm like, yo, my man jumped across the car in slow motion. I want to do that shit. Like, I had always had that. So what was the thing when you was a kid that said, man, I know football cool, but like, damn, man, I bet you I could make a film.
Man, when I saw Friday, for one, House Party for sure. House Party was first.
Okay.
Kid and Play. And they was rappers that turned actors. Of course, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, seen that. Cool. Martin is probably my favorite sitcom.
Love Martin.
You know, I think it's the best sitcom ever.
I think Martin's show, I'll be honest with you, if I had to be absolutely 100% truthful, I think Martin Lawrence sitcom was the funniest sitcom I've ever seen since I've been alive. Like, you was looking for... because Martin was
cast.
killing it.
Yeah.
His cast was killing it, and they was doing good humor.
Yes.
Right.
Hood
you know
good.
what I mean?
Yes,
like
sir.
Martin was doing them characters and this, that, and the other, man. Martin used to, like right now, if an episode of Martin came on, I'm gonna stop
and watch.
Yeah.
I got the DVDs, man.
You got the Oh, you got the kit.
Yeah.
Okay.
After a while, for years, I can just remember, I can recite Martin without the DVDs. I got the DVDs like a few years ago.
Okay.
But like since high school, since the 90s.
You tapped in.
I've seen every episode for sure. I know every character. Yeah, man. And so as far as movies coming to America,
right.
That was my favorite movie up until I got to college. And then when I got to college, it became Boomerang. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you was because you was seeing Eddie with all the chicks. You think you lightweight how to be a player? I can see.
Hey,
I see. Okay. All right, John. I see where you going with it.
If you think about it, I'll break it down real quick.
Go.
Eddie had Boomerang.
Correct.
And Martin had a thin line between Love and Hate. Yeah. And Bill Bellamy had How to Be a Player.
Yeah.
And not every comedian can pull that off, man.
That's true.
So I watched it, bro. I'm like, man, these dudes are making being sexy hilarious. They matching the two.
Yeah,
sexy and comedy hilarious.
It's
bro.
really a really interesting balance, and you're right. It's hard to do because you have to be believable doing it.
Facts.
Like Katz got to look at you and say, "Yo, my man about to smash." You know what I'm saying? My man got that one. You know what I mean? You can't just put like. You can't
just throw anybody up there.
I don't mean to throw no shade on nobody, but you can't just throw like somebody like Jim Carrey.
Nah,
he too funny the other way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He not smooth enough. He ain't suave.
Right.
You know, he's like God.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
He's scaring the bitches. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let me say that right.
Give me the draws, you know.
Exactly.
So what about as far as comedy, because that's my forte.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? I love comedy. Sir. Can you tell me which comedians influenced you coming up that made you want to, get to the stage?
I was 11 years old, and I stole my dad's Delirious tape. The cassette, the audio tape.
Yes, sir.
And I'm listening to it, and I'm giggling. I can't listen to it out loud, so I got my earphones on and my little boom box, and I'm in my room listening to it.
Okay.
And I'm going to sleep, and I'm just playing it. I'm laughing, I'm giggling and stuff in the bed. And I was like, man, I want to do this one day. Now, I didn't had a heart to do it until I was like 26.
But you had already had the seed.
Yeah, I love comedy so much, man. Even in college, some of the homies would want me to host like a talent show. Hey, man, host a talent show, you funny. I didn't want to not be funny enough, so I was like, nah, I'm cool. I wasn't shy. I wasn't camera shy or stage fright.
Right.
I just like, if I get up there and start telling jokes and they don't like it, I'm going to hate myself.
Yeah, it's tough.
So I the bug finally hit me. I've always had it, but I had to get on stage.